Welcome to the key to all of this. I'm Tim. This is Dylan. Um, hi, Dylan. Today,
Ohio.
Ohio. No one wants to be there. But you'll want to be here because today we're talking about one of the coolest creatures in Star Wars galaxy,
Brad
Sarlaccs.
Pitt?
The Sarlacc
Oh,
Pit.
yeah.
Yes. And one thing that, just to jump right off, that surprised me was that in order to create a Sarlacc, like a male Sarlacc and a female Sarlacc,
When they
join together,
like each other.
each other, the male Sarlacc is much smaller than the female. Will eat most of the female until it gets to the original size of the female, and then get this, it explodes into millions of spores that go all over, and it's pretty much, it's very similar to human reproduction in that way. At least the things I'm watching online, and so I found that really, really interesting, and the fact that this was been fully fleshed out to the point where we can know that about a Sarlacc.
Yeah, I enjoyed the mystery of the Sarlacc Pit. I think before they added the beak, I read that George Lucas added the beak so that it seemed more alive. But I think the fact that we didn't see anything below and it was just a pit with tentacles was scary and mysterious. And adding the beak and then showing us that it's basically like a sea turtle under the sand kind of ruined it for me.
I have always not vibed with the beak. I just, because in some shots I feel like you don't see the beak at all, and then it appears in other shots, and I was always terrified just with this, gaping hole in the ground with little teeth, popping out. I thought that was scary. Yeah, agreed. I think the idea was that it's like a Venus flytrap. You're not really scared about the beak of a Venus flytrap. You're scared of accidentally falling in and never getting out.
Yeah. We had a Venus flytrap when we moved into our house, and I was afraid I was going to fall in and never be able to get out.
That's an uncomfortable conversation to have with the missus. I fell in. Where? Love. With Venus flytrap. Yeah.
We almost named our Venus flytrap Serena.
Oh, yeah, from, is that Little Shop of Horrors?
Serena and Venus.
Yeah, oh, gotcha. I thought that was Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, remember the tennis players from Little Shop of Horrors?
Oh, I think I saw that new movie on HBO Max about the Venus flytrap sisters competing
very good at
in tennis. Yeah.
Fresh Prince. Is their dad?
Yeah, this is all accurate. Do not
Star Wars.
Don't fact check it. And what I love too is that not only did the Sarlacc just slowly digest you, but it also kept you alive, right?
Yeah.
For thousands of years, it somehow did that. I don't know how it would do that, but that's the ultimate up thing. That I can't curse, right?
I gotta bleep you.
Well,
20 minutes.
Post.
20 minutes.
I just get riled up.
Tim bombs.
Do you want me to just take that back again, or just
no?
Okay, all right, going right ahead.
Yeah, continue with your Unkar plot.
Where the Sarlacc Pit just keeps you alive feasts off you for a long time, is just that's so screwed up. I'm gonna have nightmares about that.
Yeah, I remember reading the same thing back in the 90s. It was, Boba Fett could survive because, if it takes 1,000 years for you to be digested, he could easily get out. And that was the big thing. And to the point where Parks and Rec even, commented on it with Patton Oswalt's, like,
Yes,
was it like a
filibuster.
filibuster or
Yeah.
something? And he basically said everything that we were expecting. But we finally got to see the inside of it in Book of Boba Fett. And we saw something that I think is really interesting because there's a stormtrooper
I had the
inside.
same thought. I was like, what is B doing in there?
And what I'm thinking is, I think this might be one of the stormtroopers that got sent down to Tatooine in A New Hope to find R2 and 3PO.
Yeah. I mean, it's not far
And
away.
somehow got too close to the Great Pit of
Carcoon. Yeah.
I learned that today, too.
I learned that today, too. That's an amazing name for just like a big old gaping hole. Yeah, I was wondering what they were doing there, and like made me realize that like he must have escaped pretty soon after the falling in. I was reading.
Yeah, I would have liked to see. Sorry, with the stormtrooper or Boba Fett?
With Boba Fett, it made me realize he must have escaped pretty soon after falling in, and I also think that I was reading that the Sarlacc was like gravely injured from the sail barge explosion.
Exploding, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see when he's crawling out, maybe even the skiff going away. So you kind of see like Luke and all them on the skiff going away after the sail barge explodes. Or maybe we see the sail barge explode, or it just finished, or pieces are still falling, and then Boba Fett gets out.
Yeah.
That would have been
doing like
awesome.
A little time lapse to see how long it took him to emerge. Yeah, I thought that it would provide more context about what happened. But
yeah, because I mean, I guess he probably would have been knocked out from slamming into the side of the barge, and then maybe woke up like 20 minutes later, but I don't think he would have been in there much longer than that, especially if he just like punched his way through and used his flamethrower to get out. He could have just done that the second he woke up.
That's true. One of the things I did love about that was, for the longest time, there's been like speculation about how he did it, and it always involved a thermal detonator. And I was like, I never really understood like the reality of that. He's gonna like throw a grenade and explode out. Like the flamethrower makes like complete sense. So I'm glad they ditched the idea that I think would have been the most fan servicey one, but also the least impractical one. Like, I'm going to get out of the belly of this giant sea squid by throwing a grenade and hoping that I explode out. Like, what?
Yeah. I think the burning it makes a lot more sense than exploding your way out, because now that we actually see the inside of it, how far could he actually throw a thermal detonator, and how much time would he actually have to get away from where he threw it? I feel like it would be, he would go to throw it and then it would just stick right in front of him and then just kind of slowly slide down. So glad they showed that. There is something with the sail barge that I never realized from Return of the Jedi. And you'll probably say, yeah, you dummy, of course this happened. But when Luke is on Jabba's sail barge, he gets shot in the hand.
Yeah.
I never knew he got shot in the hand.
What? No, that's why he, when he's in the final duel with Vader, he is able to, he looks down at his hand and he sees like the hole where like you could see all the exposed like machinery. And it makes him realize, like, oh, I'm turning more machine into man. I'm becoming kind of like my father. Yeah, so he gets shot in the hand by.
I always assumed that it just happened in their fight, but also if you see in The Last Jedi, Luke has a dent in his hand when he accepts the lightsaber from Rey, and I never noticed that.
Yeah.
It just like randomly popped up the other day, and I looked into it. But
it's a lot of cool details that they pulled off, and I think that it's probably the best shot, the luckiest shot of anyone against Luke Skywalker physically possible. one thing not to go too much on a tangent, but one thing I always like marvel at in like Empire Strikes Back is like novice Luke actually does land a pretty big blow on Darth Vader.
Which part?
In Cloud City in their duel. He strikes Vader on the arm, like, and because I guess of his like armor, it doesn't really do anything. But I just was very surprised that he was able to like actually like land a blow first against.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I marveled at like I didn't remember that when I was a kid. Like I just remember Luke getting killed, or not getting killed, but like just getting
maimed. Yeah,
maimed. Yeah.
Well, what makes me think of this, we were just talking about Luke getting shot in the hand, is maybe you don't sense that stuff so much because it's the robotic part of you. So maybe Luke didn't try to deflect it because he didn't realize it was going to hit him.
Yeah.
And it hit his robot hand. And then same thing with Vader is maybe Luke attacked the right spot where, maybe he was lucky where he went to hit Vader because Vader didn't realize that he was going to get hit.
Yeah.
But it also could have just been, Luke is good at what he does. So you and I play Star Wars Battlefront. We played a lot of Battlefront 1, and we went through all the survival stuff and all the different stars and stuff, and we beat that. And now we play Battlefront 2. Did you know that in the Fallujah episode or map, there's a carcass of a Sarlacc pit?
No way, really?
So, do you know the maps, like the command posts? Do you remember D?
Is D
D's
the one
all the way down?
Does it have like a little dock? Like a little yes.
If you go to the end of that dock and look down, that is a carcass of a Sarlacc pit.
No way.
And you can see all the teeth and everything.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I know they had that one in one of the Tatooine levels.
Boy. Oof. The first Battlefront that ever came out, I used to love just watching people in Tusken Raiders and stuff just getting yoinked into that thing. And you'd be like fighting and trying to capture the command posts, and then you get too close and then the thing grabs you and you're dead. Yeah, that was stressful.
Yeah, I mean, Sarlacc pits are the definition of stress. And they live forever, which is pretty cool. I mean, we've seen a lot of we've seen a lot of crate dragons. We've seen a lot of different, I would say, survivors in Tatooine. These species that just don't know how to quit because that's the only way you live out there. But I feel like the Sarlacc takes the cake for being the kind of the great redwood of the of the Tatooine, biosphere. I don't know how you call it that.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Yeah. The biome because they Disney's now has the biomes thing where they do like the aerial view of all the places. But you were just saying about the crate dragon. This is another thing that I learned that I thought it was super cool, that crate dragons will eat Sarlaccs alive. And then they burrow into the cavity left behind by the Sarlacc.
What? That's insane.
That is according to Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
So I mean, they could lie.
They could lie.
Some of them aren't.
The Tusken Raiders moved from Oakland to Las Vegas. I don't trust them at all.
Yep, silver and black, baby. Yep. But I think that makes complete sense. So also think of the fact that there's probably, so maybe the crate dragon that we see in A New Hope, the skeleton of that, maybe that has something to do with the Sarlacc pit. Maybe that was trying to attack the Sarlacc pit and it killed it.
Yeah.
And that would explain why the stormtrooper was in the Sarlacc pit in Boba Fett.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I think of Mandalorian when he and Cobb Vanth Refrigeration, fight the crate dragon. Maybe that was a Sarlacc pit as well.
Yeah. Maybe that ate the Sarlacc pit. That was the great Sarlacc pit from Pit of Carcoon.
Could have been.
Could have been. But anything else about the Sarlacc?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good on Sarlacc Pit.
Great. Well, please let us know how you feel about the podcast and the both of us in the comment section, or by liking and
roast
subscribing.
us.
Roast us, yeah. Really, really, don't hold back. And please join us next
Tell me
week.
what you think of my sweatshirt.
That's me. That's me as Michael Scott, and also as the dummy version of myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Join us next time when we discuss possibly the most badass general,
wet boy. Oh yeah,
or admiral rather, giving this away so subtly. Admiral Akbar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
this episode is not a trap.
Yes. Your shields can't deflect. Awesome podcast of this magnitude. Mm-hmm. This was poorly conceived. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tim, this is Dylan, and may the force be with you.
And also with you.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks.